podcast where business meets basketball and the game gets we try to make the game get real on the court and off the court. I'm your host, Prescott Mack, agent, coach, owner, and try to be a big connector in the game. And today we got something special. We got Antonio Depina here with us, the owner, founder of the Scouts app, as well as the Euro Summer League. And looking forward to kind of hearing from you. And first of all, just welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good, and appreciate you guys for having me, man. For sure.
No problem, no problem. Well, first, just to jump right in, how's everything, since you've been back? I know we met out in Vegas during Summer League. How's everything since you've been back home?
Nah, everything's been good, man. Kind of getting back in the flow of things. This is my first time going to summer league, so I didn't know how crazy it's going to be. I didn't know how busy it was going to be. So, bro, I was
Yeah,
so busy. I had to like get back to people this week. I'm still getting back to people because like I got sick in the middle of the week, so now I'm like all
yeah.
messed up. So I'm out here trying to do my thing.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Summer League has been like a staple for us since 20. We haven't missed a Summer League since 2013. It's like I tell people all the time. It's like if we were like fashion designers or something in like the fashion world, this would be like our New York Fashion Week, right? Like
Yeah,
everybody who's anybody is in Vegas during that two
yeah.
week time. So it's almost like a must. You got to get there if you're in the basketball world. So tell us a little bit about your background and like how you got to the point that where you at. I know you started off as a hooper, right?
Yeah. So I'm from Delaware, man. If people don't know, that's close to like between Philly and Maryland. So like you're kind of like in the middle of both, like an hour and a half from both. So yeah, I started off as playing ball, man. I was a basketball player. Um, Fortunate enough, I went on to play in at a Division II school called Lincoln University. It's the HBCU out of PA. It was a great experience, man. You know what I mean? I play HBCU basketball. It's like the most. I call it like it's like the best of both worlds. Like you get like a taste of the real world in college, and then you get the basketball world.
Yeah,
Because like it's always some BS that happens in like a HBCU, right? So like I had to like I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
times running to the bursar's office, the financial aid because they lost it or something always happens that I gotta like kind of like put my will in. So like doing that while playing basketball prepared me for the real world. After that, I went on to play professionally in Europe. So I played in Spain and Portugal. So I did that for a little bit. Then after that, I went on and created something called like a Scouts. It was called Overseas
yeah.
Basketball Connection first, but we
Hmm.
pivoted to Scouts like a year and a half ago. So it's been good,
Okay.
man. But the process sucked for me, like recruiting wise. But
Yeah,
it was a long story, man. But fortunate enough, I got to where I wanted to go.
yeah. So is that kind of the motivation behind the Scouts app, like your experience getting overseas and getting recruited to college, like that whole process for you? You say it kind of sucked for you. So was that kind of what drove you to start the Scouts app?
Yeah. Right. So like for me, like recruiting wasn't the best for me, right? So like to get my first college scholarship, like I had to send like 1,000 cold emails, right? So like I'm over here
Yeah,
cold emailing every coach I can get a chance on, and I think I was pretty
yeah.
good in college. Like I had Division II schools calling me, a few
Hmm.
D1s. Like I got letters from like Rider University, Delaware State. Like I was getting letters, and like I still have it to this day, but there wasn't springing no offers, right? Like they wasn't offering me. Like I wasn't getting the offer, but I was getting so much interest. But those
Right.
Division IIs was like calling me, like, yo, like come over, come for visits, come do this. I'm like, I'm a realistic person. I'm like, maybe I'm a Division II player, right? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is. Some guys like let the game use them and they'll never go to college because they think they're so high and mighty, D1, D1, D1. But I was like, man, these guys are calling me. I'm gonna go take a visit. I'm gonna go see what it's like on
yeah.
campus. So aside from those offers, I was like calling, emailing schools all the time, like trying to get my name out there. So recruiting wasn't the best for me. And the same thing with going pro, right? After my senior year of college, I was like, this kid from a small D2 school, like who's gonna try to reach out to me? You're the agency
Right,
world, so you know how it is. Like it's
right.
only with so
Facts.
many players, so many agents. Like who's gonna reach out to who? So I don't know. I
Right.
emailed agents. I actually got my first contract in First Division Portugal. Facebook messaging a coach. So you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So I did that, and they gave me my first opportunity. Man, that's how I got to play in Liga over there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that experience is super common, right? Like, kids that are really good in high school don't quite have like people that are pretty really pushing them. Like some, high school coaches, they're also
Right.
teachers too, right? So they're not always pushing their kids to be recruited. And then AAU, like you got to be on the right AAU team, have the right AAU coach in order to like have that, and that coach has to have that connections. And so getting that exposure is already tough in high school, and now it's even tougher because of the new JUCO rules and the and transfer portal. Like high school seniors are almost like the last on the total pole to get recruited, because first a college coach is going to look in that transfer portal, find somebody that has some experience, then he's going to go JUCO, then he's going to look for the high school senior, right? So that experience is very, very common. So and then the fact that you were able to get your first pro job by yourself is also huge for you. Like you didn't have an agent or anything like that. And I think that even though I'm an agent, sometimes every player doesn't need an agent, right? Every player
Yeah.
doesn't need to like go through that process of signing an agent. Then there's some players that definitely do. But you getting into all the way into first division Portugal, which is not a low level league, like that's a pretty high level European league. What was that experience like in Portugal, and how did it go there?
It was good. You know about the Portugal league, like they have like really good teams, then they have some
Yeah,
really trash teams at the end of the funnel. I was on
right.
one of those really trash teams, right? And so I was over there getting smacked by like the Benficas, the
Yeah,
Porto, and all those
yeah,
teams. But I was on a really trash team. So like Portugal, I feel like their league is like so unbalanced. There's like a lot of teams with like a lot of money that's on the top every year, and then there's the teams that don't have money that's just struggling
yeah,
not to go back down to the second division. So that was my team. I still appreciate the opportunity. I played in the first division, so I was like super, super happy. But
yeah,
it was like we'll win some games, we'll get smacked by those top teams, man, because they got the
yeah.
budget to go get. They had G League guys, they had guys that played like at Baylor and Quincy
Mm-hmm.
Miller. I had all these guys on their teams, and I'm like, man,
Yep.
we don't have firepower to play with these guys. Like, let's
Yeah.
be real here. We're just struggling. So it was cool. I got the opportunity. Then I went on to play in like Spain. So I played in like it was called Leb Silver at the time. It's called something. I think it's called
LA,
just
it's still LAB silver. Yeah,
yeah,
LAB
yeah.
silver, LAB gold. Yeah,
Yep. So yeah, so I played in the silver division. So that was a cool experience. Spain was super fun. They love basketball. They're so good in basketball in Spain, bro.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
guard play is like so fundamentally. So I remember going to practice and like I'm 6'3", I'm a guard, right? So I had to play the
Right.
point. But like they had like guards who like they don't have to be athletic, but they're just like slashing, they're getting to the lane, pick and
Mm-hmm.
roll, they're so smooth, like they don't have
Like
to
Luca.
score. Yo, super efficient too, right? So like
Yeah.
you're not playing like nobody in Spain was like scoring like 20, 30 points a game, bro. That just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going down. Even Luka didn't average like 20, 30 points a game.
Right. Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
knew your spots. You weren't playing 30 minutes. You were playing like good 20, 18, 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
here and there. Like so it was spotty and you knew your spots. So that was
Yeah.
like new for me trying to like learn the game and play in their systems. But it was cool,
Yeah.
man. I loved every second of those experiences.
That's what's up. That's what's up. A lot of people don't know that like that European game is so different, but it's so like pure. And then people don't know about the leagues. Like when you say lopsided league, like you like there's second division teams that if they win the second division, they get to move up, right?
Yeah.
So like they really don't belong in first division. They were just the best of the worst almost. So and then they get to
Yeah.
move up and try to compete. And
Yeah.
so yeah, no, that people a lot of people don't know that. So the Scouts app. So tell me a little bit about, I know you guys have Scouts and then you have Scouts Pro. So tell me a little bit about how the app works, and let the audience know like what the Scouts app is, who uses the Scouts app, who should use the Scouts app, things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's a new app. It launched 2 months ago. Scouts app is basically a mobile app for high schoolers, college transfers, and professional athletes or aspiring pros. And
Hmm.
we use AI to match you with the right fit, right? So for the high schoolers, it's more the matching is more prominent for those high schoolers, right? Because like you have your GPA, you have your statistics, you could even put in your parents like financial stuff, like how much they make under 200,000 or 100,000, and they'll
Right,
actually match you with the data with the right team. So like it'll say like, hey, Prescott, we match you with Bowie State, Lincoln University, Delaware State, Rider University, because the recruitable players in your area usually get signed there. They need a guard at
Hmm.
this position. You're efficient at this, and this is what you do, and this is why we chose you to be to match with this school. When the match comes through, the school gets an interest, like they get a notification that there's a match. If they express
Yeah.
interest, and if you express interest in the school, it opens up a message portal, and you guys can communicate like that. So it's kind of like a dating app for recruiting, if that makes sense. We
Yeah.
still have to
Yeah.
follow
No.
guidelines. So if it's a dead period, you guys obviously can't communicate. But
Right.
outside of dead periods and live periods, and when it's contact period, you're allowed to talk to the coaches, and they can talk to your coach or your parent at the same time. So it's kind of like I said, a dating app for recruiting, man, and it's something
Yeah.
that would help me, bro. What I buy like for Division 2 non 5-star guys, it's perfect, right? Like
Yeah.
if you
Facts. Facts.
you're a junior, a rising senior, and you're like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to get recruited, which is like 80% of high school seniors right now because of
Hmm.
the transfer
Hmm.
portal. Like scouts is perfect for them.
Yeah, no, that I wish I had this when I was in high school. I struggled my way to my D2 school. So no, that's amazing. So on the pro side, um, is it similar? It's kind of the same process of like what type of criteria are you putting in for the pros in order for them to be matched? Is it more
Yeah,
so because a lot of people don't know that like yeah, there's different division in every country, so you got to know where you fit. Like if you're a Division 2 Spain, but Division 2 Spain may be totally different than Division 2 Finland, right? So like
yeah,
those are two different levels. So talk about a little bit about
yeah.
how that
So
works.
yeah, so if a player, it's a little more realistic with the pro side. Like we can straight up like if we feel like you're not a pro, and this is great constructive advice. Like if you do the submission for a review, you'll get reviewed by a real scout. They'll give you a grade, whatever, all those types of things. But when
Hmm.
the AI kicks in, if they don't feel like you're a pro ready, they're gonna tell you you're not pro ready and why they feel like that and how you can get there. Because a lot of
Yeah,
guys don't know really what it takes, man. You know how it is, bro. You probably get millions of emails of guys thinking, hey, look at my
yeah,
film. I'm good. I'm this. Or they have gap years. They haven't played in college for
right,
like 5 years, still thinking they can go pro. Like,
right.
I'm like, I hate to tell you, it don't work like that. You know what I mean?
Don't.
And scouts will tell you, hey, like, you have all these gap years. You haven't played college basketball or in a prominent league for 3 years. You need to
Yeah.
go do this X, Y, and Z, get to a combine,
Hmm.
and maybe you can get a shot at playing pro.
Right.
Like, we kind of be more realistic like that. Because guys is lying to guys.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit here and tell a guy, like, guarantee guys going pro. You can't guarantee this and that. So like we scouts, we like pride ourselves on telling the truth, right? We do if
Yeah.
we do a combine, we tell guys like, listen, 90% of y'all not gonna go pro. It is what it is. Like you just
Right.
gotta be real with them. Like because like I would want that if I was trying to come in. Like
Facts.
you gotta be
Yeah.
real. Like, yo, it's hard. You choosing the hardest profession to
Yeah.
choose, right? Like you're trying to go
Right.
professional basketball. There's only
Yeah.
so many spots for Americans. You have to be
Hmm.
exceptional, especially for the under 6 foot guards. Like you got to be exceptional, bro. And you
Yeah.
haven't played college, so like you got to be real with them, man. That's really what we pride ourselves in as scouts.
Yeah, no, that's real because like you said, guys don't realize like a gap in your resume is almost career suicide, and you
Yeah,
got to have updated film, you got to have updated stats. It's got to be good film at that. Like you can't play on any and every team. The gym can't look any and every way. You got to be in a respectable league or play at a respectable school depending on what level of college you played in, your numbers got to look a little different. Like a Division 1 player may be able to average 5, 6, 7 points a game and still, get a good, really good look. Or Division 2, you average that same amount of, points or same amount of stats, you may not get the best look. And also guys got to realize like that first contract may not be like a ton of money. You may have to
yeah,
work your way up and things like that. So that's real. Like I really appreciate the fact that you guys are priding yourself on being honest with guys. Like like I know you saw similar like issues with the Euro Summer League with the fact that like it may be guys that's pulling up paying for a
hmm
combine that really don't belong, and it's almost hard to be like, yeah, come on into this combine when you're not going, we know you're not going to get signed. So it's like it's almost like save your money. But speaking of the Euro Summer League, this was your first year doing it in Vegas. We came out, me and my partner Brian came out, checked it out. looked really, really, really good. I actually got in contact with one of the players that came from that combine, and kind of talking to him a little bit, seeing if it's a fit for us to see if we can get him something. But a lot of talent in your combine. Tell me about like what drove you to wanting to do one, and then how this first year went.
Yeah, it was great, man. And speaking on like the part where like you have guys who aren't like pro ready, I look at it like college, right? Like you'll get people who go to college who may not be like who probably can't graduate college, right? But they're
Yeah,
still going to pay that tuition, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So that's kind of how I look at it. Like I don't want to stop the opportunity from everyone. Like keep it access open to like I'm like I don't want to be a dream killer. You know what I mean? If you feel like you
yeah.
can play pro or you really want to try out, like come try
Hmm.
out. If you feel like you want to go to
Yeah.
college and graduate, go to college. But you still got to pay
Right.
tuition. You still got to pay
Right.
to go. Those are the types of things I looked at. But we do invite only things and stuff like that. But man, I don't want to be a dream killer, man. I'll be honest with you. This is like, yo, your path to being a pro is tough. Like you have
Yeah.
gap year, you're out of shape. Like you
Yeah.
got to really fix yourself. But
Right.
the path, you just got to be honest. But as far as like to speak on like the Euro Summer League, it was a great experience, man. I usually do it in Europe. Like I have connections in like Barcelona, so we do it a lot of the times. We do it in Europe. We find
Hmm.
that sometimes it's easier to get guys signed, especially low level guys,
Hmm.
when they're already in Europe. So that's kind of why we do it in Europe. But it was our first time doing it in Vegas. I loved it because there was so many coaches, so many agents, so many guys I
Yeah.
met. And I was like, "Yo, we got to do this in Vegas every year." Like I met like
Every year.
coaches from the BBL from the UK. I met some guys from Spain, Argentina, Brazil that came. Like
Hmm.
even if they don't sign nobody, it's a great like stepping stone for maybe next year. Like okay, we can invite them
Exactly.
again. The
Right.
relationship building. So it was a great experience, man. I want to do it a little different next year. Maybe do like invites, like maybe, like if you ever went to like a hoop group or like a camp when you was a kid, like the first day is like the tryout day, like who could play
Right.
at this level. Then we
Yeah.
separate them the next 2 days, and I think I want
Yeah.
to do that for the next one. But this
Yeah.
one was just a learning experience, man. We helped our guys, guys, coaches, and agents like yourself was in the building. So,
Right.
they if they got opportunity, they got opportunity. But next year, I want to do take it another step further and make it even better.
Yeah, yeah, your camp is definitely on our list to be a stop. Like, there's some good camps, there's some bad ones, out in Vegas. So during summer league, and so like yours is definitely one that we're gonna make a staple for us. And I love that it was very well organized. You guys had the marketing, you guys had the players, like everything was smooth. You guys reached out after the camp and did a good job of like kind of getting your database so that like when you see that, that's how you know like, oh, they're going to be a good camp next year, right? Because you guys had so many coaches coming in, you guys were able to capture that data of who was coming in, and so we know like when you invite them next year, like okay, there's so many coaches coming, so I know if I have a client that needs some exposure, that's a good camp to put them in because it's a
Yeah,
legit camp. I know there's going to be scouts and stuff there, right? So, and I know I want to go because then that allows me to network with different coaches and meet
yeah.
different coaches and
Hey,
build
we
my
gotta make you a
network up.
partner, man. Like we named the teams after agencies. I don't know if you noticed that. Like all the
I
agencies, like
didn't.
yeah, every team name was like a name of agency, like Global Pipe with sports and entertainment. Like every team.
Uh-oh. Look like we lost him for a second. Got a little bad connection. All right, but to the audience, man, and Antonio is a great connection to have. Y'all reach out to check out the Scouts app. Reach out to Antonio. Um, I'm not sure if it's my connection or his connection, but reach out to Antonio and check out the Scouts app. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing app. I have it on my phone. Definitely gonna be a frequent user of it. Um, and let's see if I can get him back here.